Ion Radio is on the air from the 2024 from the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Schaumburg. It is the 2024 Star Wars Armada World Championship here at AdeptiCon. Hello, everyone, along with John Thomson here, sitting next to me, Adrian Valerie on chat, and there's his hand, and we have Garrett Vance and Ryan Becker out at the table side. Want to say hello, everyone. I'm Ken Krajniak, and we are bringing you round 2 of day 2 here at the World Championship. Hello, John. How are you doing?
I'm doing good today. I'm excited to be here. So far, we've had some really good games, even throughout the rest of the tournament. I don't think there was any 9s or 10s that took place, so all the competition is very, very close.
No, very close. Top scores are 2 8s scored in the first round. So, yeah, this is going to be definitely some tight competition here. What we're going to do real quick is we've already got players out. They're starting to deploy fleets, so we're going to switch our camera view here. Maybe not they're quite ready to do the fleets, but they're figuring out the objectives right now. So we're going to switch over to that so that you guys are ready. And just so you guys know, our 2 players today, we are streaming this game. This is Table 2. Jason Hughley, who is, I believe he's the player on the top.
Correct.
And Jacek Klopotowski.
That's a better guess than I'm going to do.
I've got one of those fun names that has a lot of extra consonants in it, so I'm going to make my guess on that one. If I'm wrong, I'm sure a number of people and the internet at large will let me know. Can we get a Clone Wars narrator impression? Let's stay tuned. Maybe if a Yularen fleet or something comes out, I'll think about it. But anyways, we're going to go through a whole bunch of stuff from fleets and everything else. Now, this particular game, I'm going to step out for a little bit, so I'm going to start. I'll probably be here at the end of the stream also, but I am going to. I'm tasked with a couple other things we're doing for the channel behind the scenes. So Adrian will be joining John here in a little bit, which is a good thing because Adrian, who is the Lord of the Sith, has a thing about Imperial fleets, and we have 2 ISDs coming here today. So with that, we've got obstacles starting to get placed. Do we know what the objective is?
Yes, we do. So Jason on the top is first player and chose Precision Strike.
Excellent. All right, so I'm going to, let's start looking at some of these fleets. John, which one do you want to start with?
Either one is fine with me.
All right, you know what? I will let you start here with the Rebel fleet. Let's pull that up. Give us just a second, folks. Computer's running slow.
Okay, so let's take a look at this Rebel fleet. It is a General Kraken list. It comes in at a total of 390 points, so that is a 10-point bid. And you have a CR-90 Corvette A with General Kraken, Sabine Wren, and turbo laser reroute circuits. You have another CR-90 Corvette A with Torn Far turbo laser reroute circuits. An additional CR-90 Corvette A with Adar Talon turbo laser reroute circuits. And then another CR-90 Corvette A with Ezra Bridger turbo laser reroute circuits, and Jaina's Light.
Are we seeing a theme?
Yes, very much so a theme. A Rebel hero in turbo lasers. For squadrons, we have 2 YT-2400s, Gold Squadron, Hera in her Ghost, Lando Calrissian, and Shara, and then Marty Matten to round out the list.
That's 134 points of squads and a whole lot of obstructed CRs. This list is frustrating. And I can tell you that it's going to be really frustrating flying against that. Hi, everybody, by the way. It's going to be really frustrating flying against that list with 2 Star Destroyers. Look, I love them, you love them. But trying to keep up with the navigation that the CRs are going to bring is going to be rough.
Yes,
However, Jason is no dummy. His fleet is a Jerry fleet. So if there's one admiral that is going to take the bite off of that navigation ability is going to be Jerjerrod. So let's go through the fleet that Jason has put together. He's got an Imperial II Star Destroyer with Moff Jerjerrod as the Admiral, Expert Shield Tech, Gunnery Team, Quad Laser Turrets, Early Warning System, Point Defense Ion Cannons, LTTs, that's Linked Turbo Laser Towers, and 7th Fleet. Add to that a second Imperial II with Expert Shield Tech, Gunnery Chief Varnillion, I love that card, Quad Laser Turrets, Early Warning System, Point Defense, LTTs, and 7th Fleet again. He's got a Gazanti Cruiser with Officer Vader, that's Choke Daddy Vader for you and me, and Commsnet, and another Gozer with Hondo and Commsnet. So there's going to be tokens being sent from these 2 Gazantis to help the ISD-2s, and those ISD-2s are really tanky. 7th Fleet reduces damage. Early Warning System obstructs. Expert Shield Tech for reducing the damage. These are going to be able to take a hit.
Yeah,
So,
it's a very tanky fleet.
And with Jerjerrod, I mean, they are going to be able to suffer damage to crank a turn and stay within distance 4 of each other. That's what 7th Fleet is made to do. You fly these Star Destroyers in formation and just annihilate anything in the front arc. Those CRs are going to have to use every bit of that maneuverability to stay out of the front.
Yes, they would. So what we have so far down on the table is we have both Gazantis for Jason, Hondo and Vader both going speed 2. And on the other side, we have Torin in her CR90 that is deployed at speed 3. And we're going to see all the fighters pretty much come out at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to have that activation padding. Try to wait it out. Absolutely. Yeah, try to see where those Star Destroyers are going to deploy.
Yeah. So we're going to get the YT 2400s put down.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like the first Star Destroyer is on the table. As soon as I can get Garrett's attention, I'm going to see if I can determine so that we can see on the stream a little bit better which ISD-2 is Jerjerrod's. I'm guessing that the Chimera paint job is going to be the Jerry Star Destroyer. I could be wrong, but that's being deployed first, so maybe not. I don't know.
That I cannot answer for you.
I think I just saw Jason say speed 3. I like this guy's style. If we see a speed 3, yep.
Oh man,
It is Jerjerrod, of course. So my prediction is correct. The Jerry Star Destroyer with the
3.
Chimera paint job, speed 3. He's going to get up close and personal with those CR90s, and you know, you can only move one out of the way fast enough.
Right. So right now I'm going to pause. I got to give a bit of a shout out to my little man at home who's watching. Hi Johnny, how are you doing? I miss you. So he's been watching the stream the last couple of days, and when I'm not on the stream, he hears Ken, and he knows Ken's voice too. So he's always at home like, Ken. So
both ISDs have now been deployed at the top of your screen, as you can see, going speed 3.
that's all of his deployments.
That's his deployments. He is done. He has 2 ships, 2 Gozers, well, 2 Bigs, 2 Gozers, and then all those CR90s. It's going to be the David and Goliath fight.
What's interesting about this is you and I were talking about a fleet similar to this just last night.
Yes, we absolutely were. I was so frustrated by a Kraken 6 CR90 fleet, and it just tore through a fleet I was flying. It has the ability, especially with all of them having TRC, to death of 1,000 cuts you.
And that's the 8R Talon CR90 going down. No, I'm sorry, it's the Ezra.
You know, honestly, it's much like when Vader's on the bridge and says, "We do not, asteroids do not concern us, Admiral." Ezra can put anything in the way, and I don't think it's really going to make a big difference until maybe the end. If he can save him to the end and kind of like throw an asteroid in the way, if they're being chased down, that might work. But Star Destroyers are pretty tanky.
Especially going speed 3 with Jerry.
Especially going speed 3.
Extremely maneuverable. Throw a nav in there, and you can just do a 90-degree turn.
They can turn. Absolutely. They can turn like a Raider with Jerjerrod.
Yes, they can. Okay. Chief Gunnery Officer Berillion currently has a blank on her
Which definitely makes sense because she is deployed
as first player.
with blank as first player, yeah. So knowing Jason, there's going to be some dice control. He's going to swap that at his earliest.
So here's a question for you. What's your thoughts on Chief, whatever her name?
Gunnery
Berillion?
Chief Arnillian?
Yes.
You know, I
You can already tell
really
what my
like
opinion
her.
is by not
Yeah.
getting her name in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? So here's my thought. On a Star Destroyer, if it's a firepower fleet, not like a carrier fleet or you're turning the ISD into some of the other things that it does well, I believe that Gunnery Team is strictly better. But if it's not a firepower fleet, I think Gunnery Chief Arnillian gives you some of that dice control that is desperately needed, especially if you're second player.
Yeah,
I
that-
mean, if you're not H9ing, you throw an accuracy on her, and that can come into play real well.
So the CR90 that was placed at the bottom of the table is Adar Talon going speed 4.
Oh, okay. Someone wants to get out of the way.
Let's see this
Which makes
next
sense.
one. I'm guessing it's probably also going to be going speed 4.
Yeah, it'll be really.
Kraken is all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, that's
so-
right. That's right. And you know they're going to try to. I mean, I guess they're going to try to turn into the side of maybe the flagship, right? Get most bang for your buck. If you're going to pick one of these Star Destroyers to go after, I guess it's going to be the one with the Admiral on it because that's your points. I don't foresee, even with this fleet being so good at Death of 1,000 cutsing things. I think if it does happen, they're only getting one Star Destroyer. That's my prediction.
But that's really all they need.
Oh, that's all they need. I mean, it's a
Because
big
when
ship.
you look
and
at the
get
Star
Admiral out.
Destroyers, a Star Destroyer is worth like 3 of the CR90s.
That's
so
right.
you have to basically table the fleet if you lose a Star Destroyer.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Both of them are basically going to be aiming to.
There is a question in the chat. I'm sorry. TRC turbo laser reroute circuits will flip to either a crit or a double. So yeah, if you spend that evade token, you can pick your poison.
Okay, so Ezra is the CR90 that was just placed down and is going speed 3.
Okay. The way those CRs are pointed, I can't predict if he's going to fly them in formation or if he's going to like scatter to the wind. There's the way he has them laid out. I'm wondering if he's going to fly 2 in one direction, 2 in the other, and see if he can split the attention of the Star Destroyers. Because if the Star Destroyers fly away from each other, it negates 7th Fleet.
Yes.
If they can pick, if the 2 CRs that are chosen to be the targets of the Star Destroyers can get far enough wide, it can expose the flank to the other 2 CR90s. And the squads, for that matter.
Okay, Kraken also went down speed 3 to no one's surprise.
Yep.
I think these are going to be going speed 3, speed 4 the
Yeah.
entire game to get that obstruction going.
Yeah, I'd be real surprised, even under duress, if they go under 3.
So because the Star Destroyers have, EWS on them, this
Yeah.
is actually going to be, everyone's going to be obstructed almost every single attack.
That's right. Yeah, this is going to be the game of obstructions for sure. It definitely helps against bomber fleets. EWS on Star Destroyers, because their front arc is so big, I would imagine that we're going to see the EWS mostly on the front arc, unless those bombers get around the back. But EWS is really, really good against bomber fleets, and these rebel squads like to plink.
Yes, they do. There's a lot of plink damage
Yep.
in both.
Yeah.
The rebel fleet's all plink damage. But
Yeah.
the plink damage is going to be difficult to do because you want to be maneuverable to try to stay out of those arcs, and also at the same time you are being obstructed, and that's like when you
Right.
start with 2 dice and you go down to 1, and then long range side shots no longer will happen. So
Well, if you look at Jason's fleet also, I'm not sure if we could bring
Go
that
ahead.
up real quick, but on those Star Destroyers, you've got not only 7th Fleet, you've got Expert Shield Tech.
expert
You've
shield
got,
tag, I forgot
yep,
about that as well.
Expert Shield Tech and 2 redirects on both of them, so there's bomber proofing himself. He's got point defense ion cannons, PDICs.
That's a lot
so
of-
it's a lot of, hey, you know what, bombers? We just don't want you. We don't want your damage. We can absorb a lot.
You're never going to get an argument from me about CR90s going up in points.
Yeah.
I point per point, I believe they are the most efficient, one of the most efficient ships in the entire game.
Right.
What's the interaction with EWS and Jaina's Light? Well, let's talk about that for a second. So
yeah, that's
I'm
an
gonna
interesting
pull
question.
Up,
Is Jaina's Light in the fleet?
yes, it's
Okay,
on.
you almost have to put it on a CR90.
Yes, it's just such a good title.
Mm-hmm.
The CR90 that has Jaina's Light is, there we get the handshake, is going to be the Ezra Bridger one.
Yep, okay. All right, so the interaction between Jaina's Light, obviously Jaina's Light is the title that the obstructions or obstacles have no effect on the ship, and Jaina's Light cannot be obstructed.
Yeah, it's the cannot is the key word there.
That is right, cannot.
So
EWS, if I am not mistaken, has absolutely no effect on Jaina's.
It does not.
But the thing is, there is more than one CR in that fleet that will absolutely be affected by that obstruction. So, facing down Jaina's, it's kind of a niche situation. But yeah, I think that, Jaina might be the principal damage dealer.
Yeah.
If he can keep it safe.
Okay. Yep, Sabine Wren is what that mine that was placed out is from.
Oh,
so
okay.
I haven't read Sabine Red. I am not versed in this, so I'm going to
It's
pull
the
up.
squadron that does that. Yep, when she deploys, I believe. All right, so looks like. Thanks. So it looks like the GR-75 activated. It comms netted an engineering token over.
Yep, so Sabine Wren reads, at the start of the ship phase, you may discard this card to place one proximity mine token in the play area at distance 1 to 2 of an obstacle and beyond distance 3 of any player ships.
Kraken just went to speed 2 with a nav dial revealed. This is going to be a feeling out. This one is also probably going to be a comms net situation with the Gazanti on Jason's side being activated. They're moving fast and furious. And this is the Hondo Gazanti. And it looks like he's comms netting a Con fire token. So Jerjerrod is teeing up for a little bit of turbo laser action with that Con fire token being sent over. All right. So now we're going to see what CR90 is the next one to move.
Readjust that camera to focus in on the fleet.
Looks like they're all checking their dials. It's a difficult decision on how to attack this, John. I mean, that's a whole lot of firepower coming out of the front of those Star Destroyers.
Yes, it is. And their CR90s are very dodgy, so I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Jerjerrod helping turn those ISDs to keep their front arcs on target.
Uh-huh.
And it's still an ISD, so all those fighters that want to come in and attack, you could just flak them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And those Star Destroyers don't have bad flak.
And another thing is, let's say if you're trying to keep your front, Ezra is now moving, is taking a nav dial. With EWS on your front, which is what you're pointing at the ships, then the bombers and the fighters have to attack through the side, otherwise they're completely obstructed.
That's right.
So then you can flak out the side for free, in essence, because these ships don't have gunnery teams.
Exactly. All right, so well, it might be a little too early to see if my prediction is coming true, but you can see that it looks from the maneuvering tool and the deliberation that he's making. Yep, he is definitely swinging both those CRs wide right, and I'm guessing those other two CRs are going to swing wide left. He's going to try to draw the Star Destroyers apart from one another to, I'm guessing, negate 7th Fleet.
7th Fleet, though, has a decent amount of range for the large bases.
4.
Of 4,
yeah,
but
they have to be
still
4, distance 4 apart. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Won't be the first time. Maybe he's just going to go visit the station, you know, have some blue milk, you know, wait it out, and then jump up to speed 4 and try to dodge a front arc. I'm not sure. That is a, yeah.
While they're deliberating, we're going to take
Show
some
the
other
side
angle
here.
views.
Yeah, little different angle. All right. Well, I think he's gone through every permutation of that tool.
He needs to be careful so that...
He does. He really does. I'm not saying that in a bad way.
I mean,
I'd be deliberating
because
too.
those ISDs are going speed 3.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going to be on the other side of the table.
And Jason is first player.
Yes.
So, Gunnery Team, by the way, is the one that is not Jerjerrod, I believe. Nope, I'm wrong. Jerjerrod is the Gunnery Team. So the one with the
Jerjerrod is
Simoon, or with the
Gunnery
with the
Teams.
Chimera paint job is Gunnery Team.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. We were talking about it right before this game started. You can dye like these bases. Like if you do like, okay, drop to speed 2 as well.
Interesting. So
You can actually dye bases with like almost like a tint.
Yep.
Or if you way back in the day, you can take like a Sharpie marker and different color Sharpie markers. It's not, you can't get it as clean as this, but you can also just slightly tint it with the Sharpie marker.
Gotcha.
Ooh, yeah, airbrushing contrast paint would probably do it as well.
Yep. All right. Gunnery Chief Varnillian's ISD. She's the officer on that one. We'll
Yes.
call it the Varney ISD. Garrett just threw that out as the identifier. Well, it's not the Jerry, it's the Varney. Garrett is a genius when it comes to naming things. So yeah. So let's see where Varney's going. It'll be interesting to see if he stays at speed 3. He's carefully measuring where that front arc is going to get to ISD.
Well, with that ship now, he can just start lining things up.
That's right. And I think that's right. He's got to be jerrying to get that.
He's just trying to figure out where that ship's going to land.
Yeah.
Let's go to the top view so we can see the whole big picture.
Yep, you can see that. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, that might just be the dial.
Yeah, he has that's range 4 there. So.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, so he's looking to be not at the mark with the arrow directly in front of it. Yep, so I think he's definitely looking to see if Jerry is an option. He knows those CRs are going to be moving fast. He knows they're going to be obstructed, but honestly, that front arc of a Star Destroyer can afford to lose a die going against a CR-90. And there's Jason also very carefully measuring that front arc. Again, the death of 1,000 cuts cannot be underestimated with all these CRs. I have a double Star Destroyer fleet that I'm running currently that I like a lot. It's a lot of fun to fly. It's a lot of dice.
We're locked in.
Oof. Oofta, as they say. Yeah, that is going to absolutely get both of those in the front arc, for sure. Whether they stay there, I don't know. But I mean, I think any direction forward is going to be that far one or the one all the way on the right, maybe out of red range. But we'll see. So it'll be interesting to see what Jacek does now.
Torin Farr
Right.
is got a nav dial.
Yep.
Okay, so it's a range issue then.
Huh.
So we just got some word. So the CR90 is
So on the camera angle right now,
Doesn't have it on the side. It's in on the front.
the ISD to the CR90.
sorry, we're getting some information from Garrett
Okay.
now on what
Yeah,
is
so
in
the-
and what is out.
So the CR90 has out of range on the side and in range to the front, which means if the CR90 is in range, then hopefully the ISD is. But we'll let the players play and
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
talk
I mean,
about
to
it
be
later.
perfectly honest, the CR90s will try to plink, as they should. With expert shield tech and 7th Fleet, I don't think it'll have a huge effect. But my guess is we're going to see Jerjerrod's Star Destroyer either kind of go a little straighter and then to the left to follow the ISD, but we'll see what happens. You may just have to allow a couple of those CR90s around the side. All right.
a lot of decisions on
Yep.
where these go.
Well, you know, they say that you can lose a game on deployment, John, and you can also lose a game by going from deployment to sketchy first extreme maneuvers. So, obviously, taking your time, getting the exact moves, thinking a few turns ahead, important to do. All right.
Here we go.
Yep.
Can he get his ISDs in range? And what would he has the option now to move his ISDs and try to line up shots
Yep.
to give himself and his other opponent choices. Like, do you
That's
let
right.
me shoot at here and then move, or do you let me shoot here and then you move? Like, how do you choose? It's a
Right.
very back and forth, like planning now.
Yep. And obviously, for CR90s, Kraken's going to go last for sure, right? I think that's Kraken all the way in the back at the edge of the map.
Yeah, the top. So from this angle right here, you have Adar Talon, which is the closest to the edge of the table, closest to where we're looking. Then you have Torin Far, that's the one that he's trying to measure range from. Then you have Ezra above, and then on the very, very far side of the table is Kraken,
Yep.
the flagship.
All right. So,
Jerry's going,
Use-
has a navigate and using
the
it as
dial.
the dial.
so the big question will be, does he swing in to try to stay within for the rear of that other Star Destroyer? Or, I mean, I think likely he will anyway, but does he keep it a little straighter to try to capture those two CR90s in its front arc as they try to get around him?
That's a
'Cause
very
he's
good
got Gunnery
question.
Team.
It will be interesting to see what he does. He might just go. Looks like
Ooh.
he's lining up. Let's go
Yep.
overhead for this.
Oh, he's definitely looking to turn out. So,
Something else that is interesting, and for new players, I like talking about this, is the difference between the commands. And depending on the type of ship that you're running, depends on how valuable certain commands are.
yep.
So,
Absolutely.
being a large ship, mainly Imperial player, for you, on an ISD, a navigate is far more important than a concentrate fire, unless you're trying to trigger gunnery teams. But if you think about like the amount of dice that you can gain or lose by not navving properly, is more significant than possibly adding one dice in.
100%. And to that point, John, that Comsnet Gazanti sent that Confire token to Jerjerrod for a reason. Jerry's going to nav. Jerry's going to nav, he's going to nav, he's going to nav, and he's going to trigger the gunnery teams with the token. I guarantee it. And the reason I know this also is because I've seen Jason play a lot. He was on the top table last year, if you remember, with his
Yes.
onagers. He had that red dice party fleet, which was super effective. And those onagers, I think I can count on one hand the number of times he con-fired. It was all nav all day, because you're right. Big bases need that navving, and it can, if you can put your dice on a ship, they've got enough dice in their arcs
Yes.
to be effective.
Something that I've started doing recently on some of the onagers that I've been playing is I
That's
put,
good.
I believe it's engineering team, the one that gives you +1 engineering value. So
Yep.
then the onager, if you do an engineering dial, gets up to 4.
Yep. Yeah.
And then what you can do with price is every turn you use your engineering to add a shield and then regen, and then you always have a shield for price to use. And price,
Yep.
Adar Talon's using a squadron dial.
Interesting. So it looks like they're going to get busy right away. I guess Jerry moved into range
It's
enough?
moving Matt, so
Okay.
we're going to probably see that dropping some more mines.
Yep.
But then I always have a shield regardless of what the ship happened to it.
Yep. That's
And then
super good.
Gen 1 as well, so that I can always use price, because price is better than using a confire.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely is.
The objective is precision strike on this.
Yep. All right, so he's measuring out that CR90 move and turning in. So I think, yeah, I think the goal here is going to be to like concentrate fire on Jerry. I mean, you've got 2 CRs that are kind of looking that direction. I don't know, but you know what? I should probably wait a little bit more, because Jacek is definitely checking all his options, as he should. So
Yes.
So
he wants to stay out of range, but be almost in range.
that's right. And see, here to me is just like almost like prodding the universe to provide an aggressive style game, because I want to see some dice roll.
Yeah. So let's go over precision strike real fast.
Sure.
So the setup is, after deploying fleets, each of the second player's ships gain a concentrate fire token. The special rules are, when a squadron with bomber or a ship is attacking, it may spend 1 die with a hit icon to flip 1 random face-down damage card on the defender, face up.
Yep.
After a squadron with a bomber or a ship performs an attack, its owner gains 1 victory token for each damage card that was dealt face up or flipped face up during the attack. Each of those victory tokens are worth 15 points.
This one I have on my bomber lists, as well as the red objective. It is, I think it's not quite as good as superior positions if you have numbers of bombers, but this can be really frustrating. If you can get some damage through those shields and flip those cards, as we all know, crits are bad. Crits are real bad.
Crits are very bad. Trust me, I know.
And not only are you doing kind of a I have no control of looking at the crit I want Dodonna effect, but you are getting 15 points every time you do it.
Matty is going to activate himself and add in a token. Let's go to the top
Yep,
so
there
we
comes-
can.
Where's that
we can
mine
see
going?
that.
He's dropping that mine. He's dropping the kids off at the pool.
Yep. So, I had a question for you. And then the game interrupted my question because I'm trying to watch that.
Precision strike bombers.
Yes.
Okay.
What would be your preferred crit that you could just constantly flip over?
Projector misline and structural.
So for me, structural's not in there.
Really?
That list, because structural will add another card, so then I don't know what
I
those
thought you
cards
meant
are.
specifically for this particular game.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Sorry. This is just a general question.
Okay.
So
there are a bunch of nasty
so
ones.
projection misaligned, because if you could flip it 4 times, they have 0 shields.
Right.
That's why you should always avoid asteroids when you're playing precision strike.
Right.
The other one that I would like is the one that they have to discard defense tokens.
Yes,
and then it's just like
100%.
between those 3, it's just like you have no shields and no defense tokens.
Yep.
Have fun with that.
Absolutely.
Those are the 2 worst to find for your opponent to find on your ship, is what I feel like.
Exactly. Now, if I could choose what crit it was, like a Dodonna effect against any of these CRRs, just any of those crits that say take damage if your speed is over 1, because they're because that's just kind of all right. I'm just guaranteed going to take a damage because with Kraken you're going to have to be that fast.
But that is anywhere, so they could just blink it to shields.
Yes, that's true. But they don't have a lot of shields.
They don't
to
have a
deal
lot
with,
of shields, to
especially when
begin with.
facing down some SDs. All right, so it looks like perhaps that the squads are going to be moved within striking distance next turn. They're staying out of blue flak range, I think, is what the goal is here, because obviously Jason's first player, so you don't want to move your squads in prematurely to just get flak for no reason.
Correct.
Why give him a free shot? I'm finding it very interesting that one CR is facing directly at the front of that Star Destroyer. That's gonna be dicey.
You're
Pun-
just
pun
hoping for
intended.
dice to be rolling.
Yeah, it's gonna happen next round. I guarantee you that. All right, let's see. Yep, it's kind of moving him to the side. Look at that, kind of making him hang out around the station too. I don't know if Jason's gonna be able to do it because he doesn't have any squad cover. All right,
Just
looks
getting
like
word
that.
we are starting turn 2.
Yep, 100%. So keeping the squads around the station is really smart, and because there are no squads from his opponent to tie him down, hopefully if that Star Destroyer moves in at speed 3 and turns any which way, they'll be able to take some shots and land on the station to heal, in case they get flacked, for whatever reason. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, people are saying calm noise. You can reduce a ship to 0. So yes, that is also very good.
That is also
Because
horrible.
most ships are going
horrible.
speed 2, so you only
Correct.
need to trigger it twice. They're sitting at
Yeah.
0. Then you don't have to worry about really shields or defense tokens.
Or Kraken.
Or Kraken.
Or Kraken.
Or anything, because the ship's going to be gone.
Or anything. Right, exactly. All right. Carefully determining what dials are going to be set.
They are deciding right now. I'm having our stage crew
So that's-
focus in
that is
all
an-
the cameras.
Yep, that is an interesting point here in the chat with Sabine and Marty mines getting moved on obstacles. Well, Ezra's there, and the mines go with the obstacles. So yes,
Yes, they do.
100% correct. Yeah, it's a good synergy.
Ezra, though, let me pull up my little arrow. I believe
John, you're good with that arrow. You've been using that arrow quite a bit lately.
I like arrows.
Yeah,
I
they're
believe
good.
this ship here is the Ezra ship, so it's kind of out of the way currently to throw any mine-laid objective or obstacles over currently.
Careful measurement. So, John, if I'm not mistaken, those mines that are being laid by the squads can be shot with anti-squad armament, correct?
Yes, I believe they can be.
I believe those can. I
Which
don't
is-
believe the minefield objectives can be shot. But
That is
these
correct.
these proximity mines can be shot with the anti-squad armament. So I guess if he gets close enough or doesn't slow down, he could shoot with the double blue.
Here we go.
All right.
So those mines,
ready?
though, will
Mhm.
be a fast way to get damage cards possibly onto the hull of the ship to trigger.
Absolutely. And then with the objective points in play, with flipping them face up in play, you're absolutely right.
And the spend
Mm-hmm.
part of that is during your attack modify dice phase,
Yep.
before your opponent can do things like evade it or PDIC it or even expert shield it down to 0 damage.
Correct.
Well, the dice would still be there, but
Yeah. All right. I'm wondering if Jason is going to go
I think he's
with
making difficult
GR.
decisions here.
Yep. All right. So it looks like we're going to have a Gazanti activated.
Vader's Gazanti.
Yep. Officer Vader. Looks like he's got a nav, and he's going to use
Take
it as a dial.
He might be moving his Gazantis in right now to make like a flak range bubble.
Yep. Yep. Which is actually really smart.
No, the way the mines work is if you land in range of them to trigger them,
Distance 1.
distance 1, all the mines trigger
Yep.
all at the same time individually.
Yep.
But like if a ship gets destroyed, all the mines get used up.
Correct. All right. Careful measurements.
Now we're seeing
We're seeing a CR activate. Not sure which one
which
that is
one
yet.
is it going to be? It's going to be Kraken all the way at the top. He's
Nav
taking a
dial.
nav dial. He's probably jumping up to
Ooh, he's trying to put a little more distance between him and that Star Destroyer. He's flirting with that debris field, but
Series 90s are good at flirting with obstacles.
they do. They are just flirts. All right, so let's see if he can get himself out. Yeah, he's measuring
to see how far
see how
that
far that.
ISD can shoot.
Yep. And I think he's trying to maximize maybe him getting a shot if the ISD goes straight at him.
So we'll be out of range for this turn.
Yep.
Probably in range for next turn, but we will see.
If that Star Destroyer keeps going speed 3, I would imagine yes.
So do you think we're going to see another Gazanti go, or are we going to start seeing these ISDs
I think
go?
it's got to be Gazanti. I think that'd be the way to go. Thread the needle. All right. So I think a dial has been revealed. Let's see. Yep, it's the Hondo GR75. Our question here.
Yeah, so it appears that the ISD's front arc is not on. So, yeah,
Okay.
Gazanti's going.
Yep, Gazanti is moving in. I think that's got to be a nav 2 to do that. Yep.
Nav
Oh,
token
he took a token. Oh, he's
is
jerrying.
sent
Okay.
to Jerry.
Oh, comms, that's Jerry.
So now
Okay,
there's a
my
nav
bad.
token there.
Okay.
Yeah, right? Like, these rebels are just out doing a diplomatic mission, and the big bully empire, Adrian,
Hey,
is coming
now.
around and bowling them around the map.
You know what, though? It's kind of like when you get a poodle or a chihuahua that wants to take the bite out of the pit bull. Is it really the pit bull's fault that they're getting annoyed by the nippy little dogs?
Yeah.
Not
Torin
really.
Farr is going and has a nav dial.
Okay. Looks like they're leaving that ruler there just for effect. Yes, you are in range.
Well, maybe it's checking arc to see if we
Yes,
are
we're
in
g-
range
We're gonna go
of...
all right, so it looks like there's a 1 die shot out the side before it moves, and TRC to double. Side into the front of the ISD. So I'm guessing we're going to see. There
There it is. It's going to be a double.
Yep.
He just...
Expert shield tech. And did he 7th fleet? I didn't hear. Let's see if I can get clarification.
Shield Tech and...
Just EST, no 7th fleet?
So 1 damage went to the...
1
side.
damage to the shield? So it was 7th fleet and EST.
'Cause
Big race to. He
You braced it.
Brace
okay.
EST.
That's where.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out exactly what was taking place.
Oh, he was shooting the side. Oh, I'm sorry. Our information was that it was a shot at the front, but it is the side, so no 7th Fleet. So that is brace EST. Got it. All right. So let's see where the CR moves. Using the other CR90 as cover. I don't know if that's going to work for more than one round. Fun little maneuver. All right. Trying to keep at distance. All right, so let's see what comes next. Well, it's going to be a Star Destroyer.
I think we're going to just leave it on this camera view.
Okay.
We're going to get some shots in.
So it looks like a dial's going to be pulled. Let's see. Is this going to be Jerry? All right. Let's see what we got.
Jerry's
Jerry ISD. So it's an engineering dial. He's taking it as a token.
He's shooting at the mine.
Shooting at the mine. See?
Yeah, this is
LCT.
one of my favorite ways to try to take out mines.
Yep. And it's done.
Boom. The mine is gone.
Kerblooey. Yep. All right, so were we checking more ranges? I don't know.
We're determining if he wants to throw dice and where to throw them.
Exactly. There's a- All right, so he's spending his Confire token.
That's not bad.
All right, yeah.
Something.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Into
And right
the
into the front of the CR90, so let's see what tokens they spend. Let's see.
Yeah, you can LTT a mine because it's during an anti-squadron attack.
All right.
It's one of my favorite ways to try to take out a mine because you only can target one mine per arc anyway, so you might as well just throw extra dice in on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I'm a big fan of throwing as many dice as possible at a target. Just as many as you can. You know, and if your opponent just doesn't care, just keep adding in blue dice, black dice, you know. I guess some red dice.
This is going to be an interesting maneuver.
Oh boy. That's not flirting with the obstacle. That is limited.
Okay.
So that CR90 has 0 shields on the front. So that's that's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. All right. And measuring the distance from that mine. So he's going to have to be careful as he makes this turn. I mean, I think it's a foregone conclusion if he's doing that he's going to go over the obstacle. It's will he be within one of that mine?
Right.
Jason's really good at maneuvering, though. Honestly, I would be willing to guess that he's going to be just outside. Good sportsmanship here. Everybody helping out with the maneuvering. Yeah, that looks like it's outside of 1.
Yes, it does.
But 2 shield damage. We'll see where he takes it.
I'm guessing he's gonna take it on
Oh, it looks like it's double arced from that CR90. If not, it's going to be real close. Let's see if I can get clarification. Oh, it's not double arced, and he's taking the shield damage on the front. Shield management going to be really important with all these shots coming at him here in the next rounds.
Yes, it will be.
Did I just overhear a nav? So 8R Talon, nav, dial.
He needs to get out of there.
Yeah, he definitely does. So there's a shot happening. Ooh, front to side. Oh my gosh.
That's pretty good.
Yes,
Let me
that's
put up
real
the
good.
dice cam so you guys can
Yeah,
all
and
see
he's
it too.
TRCing it. Look at this. 2 doubles and an accuracy. Oh my goodness. So that's at the side, so no 7th fleet option.
Accuracy, the redirect. He's using PDIC.
Oh, he's going to PDIC. Are they close?
He's at medium.
He's at medium. No PDIC.
To the side.
So it's into the side arc. So, man, this is going to be interesting. What's he going to do? He's already braced. Looks like he's going for the dial. Is he just going to take it? It's interesting.
There's no crits.
Nope, that's true. He's just going to take it. So, hull.
2 shields, 2 hull.
2 shields, 2 hull. Goodness gracious. That's
Now
not wonderful.
That ISD is technically primed for
For the bombers,
the bombers and
the objective.
exactly.
Yep. Yeah, that objective, precision strike, especially when you're going after a Star Destroyer, MC-75, well, Starhawk, of course, anything with just a ton of shields on it, part of the difficulty is chewing through the shields to get the cards on it to make the
Yes.
objective work. All right. So let's see. I can see
He's
Jason shuffling
shuffling his
da-
deck.
He's shuffling his damage deck in preparation for the objective happening. So,
And we just did the split.
yep.
Because those cards that are going on actually very much so will matter.
So there's a few comments in the chat about how it looks on screen. I will say out there that the cameras do have a slight parabolic effect happening. So even though it might look in or out to us, they can see it obviously much straighter there on the table. It is a little rough. I find myself kind of making that mistake too as I'm looking at the overhead and I'm like, oh, that really looks in, or oh, that really looks out, and it really is deceptive.
Yes. The same thing happens when Ken and I are recording our games. We always pre-measure everything, but we don't record it because that just burns so much time.
Right.
So we always talk about what's in and out. So sometimes on screen, people are like, well, why didn't you do this? And we're like, well, we can't. We've already gone past that and done that.
Yep. All right, so careful measuring being done.
To where it can maneuver.
All right. Yep. More measuring, more measuring. All right. So a little bit of silence here as they are doing their measuring.
Okay.
All right, and there's that CR90. Still kind of in the danger zone in the back of that Star Destroyer.
I think he accelerated to speed 3, so he's safer
Yeah.
now.
Safer
Especially-
than the side, that's for sure.
Yes.
But now he's opened himself up to a shot from the rear of that other Star Destroyer. And as first player, he could also, looks like a double arc shot with the Gozer.
Rear to rear to front.
Yep, and as I mentioned, yep,
Rear to the front of that CR9.
Gunnery Chief Varnillion is going to shoot that rear shot. to the front of the CR. All right, it was rolled out of the tray, but now that is what the roll was. It is a hit crit. So let's see what that CR wants to do with it.
Probably use a redirect. but
I'm guessing.
Where does it redirect it to? It's
Good
hard
question.
choices.
But anywhere you redirect, don't forget, first player. So, I mean, you know, yes, you'll get the tokens back. But
LTT.
He gave Barney the blue crit.
Ah, the blue crit was taken off. The red was put on.
okay.
And then the red
and
was re-rolled.
LTT. Interesting.
Then he redirected.
Okay.
Redirected to the side.
Okay, looks like he did redirect to the side. All right, so now
Now the ISD gets to move
Uh-huh.
and hunt down Kraken.
Yes. Let's see how close. Well, he's going to get in the way of the other CR. If he flies too far forward, that CR might duck behind him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But then you have to kind of think, where's Kraken going to be next round? Enough of a turn to where he's not going to scoot by you. Tough to manage because those CRs, that's what they're good at, right?
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what the bombers all do
Ugh.
the rest of this.
It's going to be very interesting. Those bombers are going to be the MVP of this particular fleet in this particular game, I think. You know, the CRs are also real good at kind of laying in wait, you know, staying at the extreme edge. If those bombers do their job, and then the Star Destroyer moves quickly away from them, then the CR-90s can come in and plink and get, you know, maybe snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Unless you do that. My goodness. That looks like I'm going to give up on Kraken and I'm going to go for that other CR.
Yeah. I don't think that CR has activated yet, so it can still slip
Yeah,
away.
that's true. So it looks like we're going to get some camera adjustment here. All right, so he's very carefully measuring.
Looks like that rock might be in his way as well,
Yeah.
which then also becomes dangerous because of the
Well,
objective.
that's right, face up, and then those bombers are going to go swing in on him and try to. Well, it's already flipped up, but. But you don't want to take a rock regardless. But he may be using my favorite phrase. Asteroids do not concern me, Commander.
But maybe they should, because
Maybe
we did see
they
the Star Destroyer get destroyed in that asteroid field. I'm just saying.
You are not wrong. I'm just saying, you know. But it's a great line.
I mean, the Super was moving through the asteroid field and still getting hit by asteroids, even with all of its turbo lasers.
That's true. And what was the follow-up quote? They must be destroyed considering the damage that we have taken.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
As that other guy disappears because
yes.
the Star Destroyer is being destroyed.
Yep, he took a rock. All right. So it's going to be interesting to see what that critical is. What is the crit? Crew panic. Yep. Not good.
But to his advantage, that card stays up, so it can't be flipped,
That's right. No, that's correct.
right?
Yep. So he took a face up, so it can't be flipped. That's right.
Took a card that stays face up. That's
Yes.
the important part.
All right. So let's see what that CR is going to do. He's going to take the shot, obviously. Here's the front. Front to front, I'm guessing, or his side? So, and it's Jaina's.
Just ignoring
I
that
think-
front.
So, is it front to side? Is it front to front?
Jaina's light ignores
Front to front.
the.
The obstruction. All right. Look at those doubles. Look at those doubles. So, yeah, looks like
Brace to 3.
brace to 3 and expert shield tech down to 2. So 2 on the front shields. All right, now they're discussing the movement here.
See where this thing lands. Will
Yeah.
it be able to avoid?
Well, unless it gets out of that front arc, I think we've seen an XCR90. 'Cause
Maybe.
that is real close. An ISD2, because it from, and of course here we are, the movement tool again, and I know the chat says hard to call. I won't call it until there's an actual measurement, but if it turns too hard, it'll get double arced.
That's what's currently going to, so we might see it jump up to speed 3 with the nav dial that it has
Yep.
to gain the Kraken effect.
Yes. Ooh, that's a close one. That's really close. I'm going to switch back to the overhead view just for a moment.
Yeah, so we can see
So you
where.
can see the tool was.
Of course, he takes the tool as
Of
soon as
course.
you go to do it.
So sorry. So sorry. We'll go
No,
back.
we could go overhead.
If he
so we
put
can
if he puts the tool back, here goes the
There.
tool. Okay, so you can see. So it's really close. I think he's just dodging it, but it's real close.
the double arc, but he's
The double
definitely
arc,
going
but
to be.
oh, he's way in the front. Yep, and look, here's the laser line going down, and I think he's out of that side. Oh, good view there. Nice, John.
I think we're now moving on to the squadron phase.
Yep.
The Star Destroyers are going to have a lot to decide the next round, but I think a lot of that will also depend on what these bombers
What these
end
do
up
right
doing.
now, yes. And who is that coming in? So, looks like Hera's Ghost is going to make some rogues out of these bombers. In the all right,
Hit
so we're
crit.
not seeing what it says. A hit crit.
Bombing this side.
Bombing the
into the
side of the
side.
Star Destroyer. All right.
That Star Destroyer has no shields there, if
Right.
my memory serves.
And the face up.
Power failure.
Power
Power
failure. Engineering value to half.
So while that can score points right now, that's
Yes.
another card that stays
It's
flipped up.
points. That's right. It stays up. That's
Not
right.
a-
Shield tech. The other game.
And he's expert shield teching the other one. Let's get PDIC first. So it's still, yeah. So now he's going to EST it. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So,
So 0 damage actually go through, but victory points.
right. Yep. That looks like it's going to go to the Gozer, huh?
Lando going after.
Lando going after the Gozer, going after the Hondo Gozer. That makes sense. Lando is the flotilla killer. So, Lando's going to come and do some work on that flotilla.
Especially with Adar.
Yep. So let's see what happens here. Well, some measurements going on here.
There's a lot of guaranteed damage on the Rebel side.
Yeah, for sure. All right. All right, going into the front. All right.
Lando
So-
and Hondo.
All right, so he's going to change that to a double. There's no
Which
scatter.
means that you can't re-roll it and you can't scatter it.
That's right.
That's going to be 2 damage
Yep,
on
that's
that.
gonna be 2 damage. Softening him up.
Yeah.
other squads are coming in.
You keep moving the camera that we're on. So
All
stop.
right, so
we're in a good spot.
here comes another squad in. Can you see what squad that is? Coming at the side of the Star Destroyer. Well, we'll find out in a moment what squad that actually is. It's something with a black bomber, apparently, or a black die. Oh, PDIC into a blank. And there's the
Counter.
QLT. It was a crit. Missed. Hera's coming in.
here comes Hera into the side. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Yep, he's got
She's
PDIC
not a
the blue.
bomber.
No,
That's still gonna
but
be 2.
still 2. But those are cards that are going to be delivered, likely, that can be used in the objective. Counter 1. Nothing. Oh. So,
Two
two
damage
more cards. So here's 2 cards face down, and here comes the next squad coming in. Not sure who that is. Okay, Marty Matlin coming in. Matlin. No counter. But yeah. So another card. So
like we're
let's
minus-
see if we see some spending here. There are cards down now. He could have actually spent on that last one. Generic YT coming
comes
in.
You have to be bomber to be able to do it.
That's true. Okay, that is a bomber. He's gonna.
No,
Nope.
they are not bombers either.
Nope. All right. There's a hit back on the YT.
Last generic YT.
That
So a
last
lot of
generic YT.
YTs.
Okay, a lot of YTs.
Yeah, people are.
And that's
asking-
1.
Reroll it because of
Yep,
PIEC.
PDIC probably. Yep,
Boom,
into a
and
blank.
The rerolls have been good in his favor.
Counter 1.
All right,
Okay.
there's going to be a
I think we're gonna get
break as a dial spend. Or dial set, I should say.
Dials are going to be set. We're going to get an update on shields.
This could be interesting to see what the first player does. So the ISD, that's Jerry's ISD, has 2 shields on the front, 0 shields on the left, 3 shields on the right, and 2 on the rear. And it's got 4 damage cards. So let's see. Good point. Garrett just said, oh, and power failure. So even if he engineers, that's going to be at half value.
Yes, it is.
That's a recipe for moving shields in my book. But move from where? Probably the side with 3. Keep 1 shield on the other and kind of put him in the way. But does he activate first as first player? Does he try to delete one of those CRs off to the side? Because he's got that 1 CR in his front arc. It's going to be interesting to see what he chooses.
Yes, it will be. And like, does he just leave it there with all the squadrons and just for now, or do you just try to do almost the guarantee kill against the other CR90?
Yeah, see, with Hera there, she's going to give you some rogues. So you can't just delete all the ships and then hope to... well, I guess you could delete the ships and hope to table them, but that'll be real difficult with those CRs as maneuverable as they are. Man, that's a really, really tough call. I mean, does the ISD with Jerry, just flak, and then Gunnery Team, Oh, no, I guess all those are on the side. So he could side flak and then rear shot that CR, maybe. All right, so
Players are setting dials.
yep, setting dials, looking over the table. This is going to be a critical decision for Jason right now. Those bombers will pick you apart, and those CRs will pick you apart. So it's, can you do enough to those squads? I don't know if you can. Right now, well, plus
Well, they all have like 6 health, which doesn't
Yeah,
help.
no.
It does not help at all.
This is when you need the raider with what's the one that ties up squads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Uh-huh.
it will be very important to see where he puts his early warning systems.
Correct. Does he? Maybe he puts that on the side. The side with no shields.
Hondo, squad fire, and hot fire. Squad. Hot fire.
Yeah, Hondo is being spent by first player
Oh,
Jason.
got it. For squad and a confire. Maybe to prevent his opponent from getting it. Maybe he just
Maybe.
needs the confire.
Maybe. I believe the
Hondo. Squad on Jerry. On fire on.
okay Confire on Chief Gunnery,
Yep,
and
Gunnery Chief Vermilion.
Jerry got a squadron to deprive his opponent of that. So
Yep.
looks like that.
And it looks like he's gonna. I would guess he's gonna either flak at that squad, or he's gonna take a blue shot on that CR. Give him some bad choices, you know. Because it looks tough. It's tough to tell, but I don't know if he's doubled that CR at the rear of the Jerry ISD. He's definitely got a side shot on the front, but I'm not sure if he's got a front shot on the side.
Looks like engineering was revealed on that one ISD, so he will be probably going after.
All right, so Varnilion's going first. Engineering dial with the token.
so he can get rid of the card and probably
Yep,
regen
makes
a
sense.
little bit.
Cleared the critical.
Cleared that crit, and now we're going to see, I think, a rather large size shot into the
Front to the side of that.
to the side of the CR90. So let's see what we got. Yeah, we're trying to get that dice tray out of the way, but let's see what this roll is. Critical shot here. Oh, well, he's got the accuracies, that's for sure. He removed a red for Kraken, so there's five damage.
Do you choke out the early, or do you choke out an officer with Vader to re-roll? I mean, it's one of those things that it's like a good roll, but it's not.
See, but locking out those redirects will drill in. It's the evades. You almost don't want to evade. Well, maybe those. Maybe. All right. So is he evading both those?
LTT.
Oh, LTT. Okay. All right. Well, that helps the matter. I don't know. I think you lock out the redirects and let him try to re-roll. Re-roll some of those. I mean, it's not bad enough to where you want
He's
to really
taking
re-roll,
the
right?
accuracy out.
Swaps Varnelli.
Oh, Varnillion to make it a crit. Okay, so
Yeah.
it makes it 6.
So try to just go right through the front, block the redirect,
Yep, so
make
is he-
him just.
Redirect. He tosses and evade.
He tosses an evade to re-roll some, and let's see what that turns into. Oh, a blank and a hit.
That's going to be leaving it then on
Yep, 5.
1 health.
It will. But it can... Shield
Shield
failure
failure.
is the crit. But I think he can ram it.
If he can ram it with Jerry, then it's
Gets him ejected.
he gets him an objective token. That is correct.
Yep, gives him an objective token.
And, then
And
we
I
shoot.
Yep, he's going to shoot out the side. He's going to try to hit that CR at long range. Yep, so he's
Could
got
he
it.
do a double kill here?
Maybe.
Side to side, unshielded on.
Yep. So side to side. Here we go. 2 reds. Let's see what happens.
1 red.
Oh my! 1 red, but it's a double. Wow. The dice here have been really behaving, and he's going to evade it. I think we're going to see some ram action here. It's my thought.
I would agree with you.
I would, yeah. I can't imagine a scenario where it wouldn't happen. We just got the 1 hour warning from the judges on this round. Yeah, you can see here. But I think he's going to try to maneuver as best he can so that he will pop back in the direction he wants to be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Jerry.
Ooh. All right, let's see. All right, so he's leaning that ship up. He's got to make sure that that angle is enough
I mean,
to clip him.
It's under the ship. It's going to clip it, right?
That's my thought, but there's some debate going on, so maybe it's a little closer than we know. Actually, it's a little. No, it's not. I'm looking at the over. They're just debating about where it's going to end up afterwards. So the ram happens. That CR goes away, and he was able to turn properly and avoid the rock. Yep.
Very nice. Let's get
Nicely
the
done.
Above shot of that.
Yep. Nicely done. You can see the rock clearly avoided, and he's facing right at Kraken. So
There's another good view of it.
Kraken's going to get out of here, though.
Oh,
He's going to nope out here, and I don't know if he'll be able to catch him.
8 Artalons going with the squadron. We are in round 3 for chat. We are in round 3.
Yep, and we've got a TRC coming, so that's 3 damage.
Yep.
Kills that Gozer.
Gazanti.
Yep,
goes down.
right out the front of that. And I'm wondering if he's going to try to shoot that other Gazanti.
Yep. That was the Hondo Gazanti that just got taken out.
I'm wondering if he's going to take the side shot at the other Gazanti and soften it up for Lando. I don't know.
Lando's already used both of his tokens.
Oh, did he? I missed that.
Maybe dropping a mine. Or preparing to.
Okay. Yep, here comes Lando in on the Gozer. All right, here comes the roll. Side to rear from that CR. And he's TRCing 3. Man, just consistent 3 damage. So 3 damage to the rear of the Jerjerrod.
And spend the scatter to... Flipping a card, spending it out.
So he's spending it to flip a card up. What's the crit? What's the crit? Life support failure. Oh, man. Lost all 3 command tokens. That is a terrible crit.
And that was on the ISD.
That was on Jerry's ISD, yes, because it was the CR-90 shooting him into the rear, TRCing, spending the 1 hit to flip one of those face-down cards up like we discussed, gets an objective token, and the crit. Jeez. That's a scatter. That was a shot into the Gazanti. All right. All right. All right. Now, Jacek is going to come around the side to get a little better angle on movement here. Checking some different distances. We have some spectators gathered to watch the top table here. Well, number 2 table. A lot of interest in the streaming games. All right. Well, looks like, you know, that's an interesting move, because as he moves and takes a hard turn, he's limiting the options of Jerjerrod to kind of get away scot-free. He's
Yes,
going
he
to
does.
continue to try to plink him, and he's going to continue to try to plink him, maybe not necessarily to blow up the ship, but to turn
Just
those cards up and get those
turn some
tokens.
points.
Yep.
Also will make it difficult to decide on where the early warning system goes.
That's also a very good point. No, well, once again, we're seeing a lot of options being explored with the maneuver tools. That just goes to show you how tough these competitors are. But yep, I think that was probably the best of them. To turn into the left and kind of keep Jerry in your sights. You can see where he's just off the rear side of Jerjerrod. So if Jerry makes a right-hand turn, he's going to be right in the front arc. If Jerry makes a left-hand turn, he's got another CR kind of toward the bottom of our screen that's kind of laying in wait.
Yes, it is. We'll see what activates next.
It's a very good question. All right, so Officer Vader Gazanti showing a nav. It's gonna
And Flax at Lando.
Flax. Yep.
The nav got tossed over to
To
the
Varnillion.
second ISD, the non-flagship ISD. And yeah, that's true. The flagship has
Yep.
life support failure, so it
Can't
can't
have
even
tokens.
have any tokens.
Right. All right. So now the Gazanti's gonna, I guess, try to move in the way of that other CNA, or get close enough to support the Star Destroyer as it turns in to try to chase down Kraken. And there he goes.
We got some.
Yep. So let's see who activates next.
The players are Jason and Jason.
Jacek. Jacek?
Jacek. Sorry,
Yes.
Jason and Jacek.
Yes.
Jason's on the top of our screen with the double ISD list, and Jacek is on the bottom of our screen with the CR90 and fighter list.
Yeah. Give a quick shout out to Jacek and the entire Polish contingent that came over. My Polish peeps. I have to say it's awesome that they all come over as a group. They're all amazing players. They're all amazing people, and it's great to get that level of competition over and just fight people who are new. I mean,
Right.
obviously we get to do this once a year where everybody gets to fight everybody in the community. It's really great. And a shout out also, I mean, not just the Polish contingent, all the contingents that come from overseas to play here. It's really it's a treat to have them all here, and it's great camaraderie.
Yes, it is. I think we have in day 2 a couple people from Australia, some from France,
Yes.
one from Great Britain, I believe, a couple from Germany, and then 7 out of the 36 people are Polish players today.
Yes. Yep. I'm not sure how many came over from Germany either. I think it's at least 2 or 3.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mentioned Germany, I thought.
Yeah, I was just wondering on number because
That I don't know.
I
I've
saw-
only
I
been
saw a
given
couple of the
the
shirts.
total numbers
Oh, gotcha.
for the Polish players.
Nice. All right, so debating on the exact maneuver for Kraken here. I don't know, John. Would you think? I think that lazy turn is probably the right answer, don't you, John?
Yeah, just cruise along.
Yeah. right, some further decisions being made. Players moving about the table, kind of eyeballing things. And there's the ruler that's coming out now.
Ken's not here, so I don't have the ability to change the turn on it. But hey, we're in turn 3 currently.
I love the comment from the chat. Hey, Kraken, keep your distance, but don't look like you're keeping your distance.
That's super funny.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so he went to speed 4, looks like, and made that maneuver. As you can see over to the right of the screen, Kraken ended up at a pretty good distance from that Star Destroyer. So even though Jason's first player, I don't think you have to worry too much about a shot from there. But now we're going to have to deal with what is Jerry going to do. So, and of course, Jerry had engineering, but with power failure, half the points. Oh, so he brought a shield back to the front, and now we are flacking, it looks like, out the side. I'm guessing it's out the side. That would make the most sense, I think. Oh, I'm sorry, he was flacking the mine. Okay, and that is a crit accuracy, man.
At this point, the mine poses a large danger to him.
Yeah, but it's more cards to be flipped.
Correct.
That is a lot of squads to think about on his left flank. Not sure what Jason is measuring here.
He's measuring what distance one from that mine looks like.
Oh, gotcha.
So that when his Star Destroyer moves, he's going to try to
stay away from it. Got it. Okay, is flacking Shara?
Call a judge.
Oh, judging? Yep, so there's a judge call. Oh, so he's going to LTT the mines. He forgot, so there's one. That's what he needed.
Well,
Right.
So, clarification between the players. You have to.
And
yeah,
he flacked in the gold at the back.
The flak was from the back. So
Yep.
you can shoot at a single mine, or you can shoot at squadrons. You can't do both.
That's
so
right.
After discussing it between themselves, then they're like, oh, no, you can't do that. So that's
right.
why he added the Link Turbo Laser Tower in.
Yep. All right, now he is turning in. Let's see. Let's look at the overhead here so we can see how he is looking to maneuver. He's still going pretty fast.
Well, both fleets are. Jerry's
Yep.
and Kraken are both. Let's just pedal to the metal.
Yep. So now here's the thought, because that CR is pretty close to the player's edge. I mean, it's Jerjerrod, right? So he's going to be able to turn. But if he's got shields left, so he's got to really watch it.
So
he put one on the front, which is good. But he's going to make a hard turn in on that CR, and then he's just got to stay on the table. I think he should be able to, but it's just considerations.
So, shields or no shields, you can still Jerry.
Well, I guess he'll just take damage. But does he want more cards on that
I
thing to
mean,
flip?
Like we said, to be in a better position's
Yeah,
better
I
than
guess.
not being in a position.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to knock your own ship out.
All right.
We'll have to see
Careful,
where this
'cause-
ship ends up. It's going to
Yep.
be very close to all those bombers again.
Yeah, it will be. And certainly within range for Hera to turn rogues into effective bombers. All right.
We shall see where this ISD ends up.
That is a really nice turn for a Star Destroyer. Okay, looks like he's kind of made his decision. Looks like he's locking it in. All right, not as harsh a turn, but he has.
I think we're gonna hit
and
the
yeah, he's
debris
on
field
the
again.
debris field again, and he's taking the shields off the side. I think it's the side that had 3, so now it's down to 1 on that right side.
Plus, wherever the Jerry went, it might be 0 over there now.
Good call. We'll have to get an update on the shields on the Jerjerrod Star Destroyer here shortly. Okay, yeah, so 3 in the front, 1 on the rear, 1 on the right, and 0 on the left for the Jerjerrod
Torrent Far is going now.
with a con fire. All right, so he added in the con fire there, and this is from side to front. And he's going to TRC that, yep, into a double.
And he's going to trigger
Precision strike, he spends
structural
damage.
damage.
And so that's adding insult to injury. So structural damage, another card that he can flip, John.
Well, what's
and the point.
We'll find out what happens with the rest of the damage in just a moment.
Yep. Because there was a crit in the pool. I
Yeah,
thought.
well, he had 3 shields on the front, so it shouldn't
Okay.
hit internal
Oh, you're right.
regardless.
You're right. He spent the 1. You're right. Braced it to 2. Okay. So now it's 1 shield on the front, 1 on the left, 1 on the rear, and 0 on the right with 5
And one of
cards.
those cards is a structural, so if you're
Yep.
fishing for cards, a structural can come up, which can go very fast. This
Yep.
is what we were talking about earlier. You can sometimes hide structurals inside a damage deck that are on your ship, but when all the other damage cards are staying flipped up, it becomes almost just a 50% chance that you're going to keep hitting that structural.
That's right. All right, so it looks like that CR moved. It didn't quite get all the way behind that asteroid, but it moved a little bit away out of the front arc. It's still in the front arc of the Jerjerrod Star Destroyer, but it's moving. I'm not sure if it's red or not. Not red. I mean,
That's going to... Shara and Gold are what
Okay.
became Rogue from
Shara
Hera.
and gold. Interesting. Yeah, they're moving into the front. Yep. Okay. So here's Shara Bay. Is she a black, John?
She is. Black
Oh,
non-bomber.
that makes
One of the things
sense.
that makes A-Wings very efficient.
Yep. So I'm guessing that if she gets a hit here, he's going to flip a card.
You can't. She's not.
Oh,
a
she's
bomber.
not a bomber. You're right. I keep forgetting that. So that's what I get for having 9 time bombers in my fleet and using this objective. Everything's always.
Ooh, to
Ooh,
0.
PDIC.
And the counter back.
And the counter back for nothing. All right.
Which is
All right. So here comes Martin. All right. PDIC to 1. And here comes the blue back. I'm guessing.
ESTing it to 0.
Yep. Oh, 1 back.
Counter back for 1.
Well, if he can get any of these things back with counter and get them within flak range to destroy them, that would be nice.
Another YT.
YT, so nothing.
No real roll on
And
that
1
one.
back.
Just let it
Yep,
sit.
that's just fine. When the dice give you a gift, you accept it.
Yes, you do.
YT into the front. Okay, there's 1. PDIC. 2 flying out of the dice tray. Oh, it's a hit crit. Okay, so it's 1.
Just taking off that front shield.
Yep. And nothing back.
I think we have land.
Do we have other people moving in, or are they going to shoot from where they are? Probably can't.
I think we have Hera.
Hera? Yep. All right, let's see what Hera does. Okay. A counter for nothing.
We're going to
Expert
EST
shield
that
tech.
down to 0 again.
Yep.
I believe this is going to be the last squadron, which is Gold Squadron.
Okay. All right, so Gold's just moving in.
There we go.
That's better.
2 hits.
2 blue.
So I think we're going to be
Yep, he's spending. So
Flipping
just
a
shuffle
card.
the cards. Which one? So what is that one that got flipped up? Damaged munitions. Okay, can't attack at long range. That saves that CR. All right. And counter 1.
we're up to 6
So
hull
6
damage.
hull damage on the INC.
No shields on the front, no shields on the left, 1 shield on the right, and 1 shield on the rear.
And he's got a lot of criticals face up. His engineering is still half.
Yes.
He's
That
got damaged
engineering hurt
munitions.
very
A
much.
lot. Yes, 100%.
That would have been a significant amount of shields that he would have been able to put on.
That's right. If he had had a command, he could have gotten some shields back on both those 2 empty zones. All right,
Yep.
so round 4. All right, so he's first player, so, man.
What do you go with? It
Well, I mean,
really
the other
depends on
stars-
what's in range.
Yeah, I mean, the other Star Destroyer doesn't have a shot.
No, it does not.
So do you try to get the heck out of Dodge as best you can?
Where do you go?
That's a great question. I mean, for
I think
him,
you may aim for the station, like crank it and aim for the station.
you're not getting there this round, but yeah, I think that's the option. And because you can't shoot at long range, so you can't even take a pot shot at that CR and move in to threaten it.
Correct.
So, man, he's
Hard turn and then
Yeah.
avoid all the other CR90s.
yeah. I think you flak. I think you just keep flacking and hope to
Flak.
catch somebody.
And head that way.
And, or
and make it-
maybe you pick someone that's hurt and flak an LTT and try to take a squad out.
Maybe.
A bomber. Maybe. Someone.
Gold Squadron.
Gold Squadron for sure, but I think Gold Squadron's full health, so that would be rough.
Yeah. Unsupported fighters can shoot, like specifically like a bomber ball like this can chew
Yep.
through ISDs. Insane.
Yep. Yep.
One time
it's
I
just-
had fire sprays,
Oh, yeah.
and the person that I was playing did not have. Jerry
Okay,
ISD
Jerry's
took an
going with engineering dial.
One
shield
to
on the front.
Gotta get those shields
And
places.
I think we're going to see some flak here. And who is he choosing to flak? Because I'm guessing it's going to be the LTT guy. So I think he's gathering. Flacking Gold
Gold
Squadron,
Squadron.
like you said,
Think we
John.
called that.
Good call. LTT. Yep, he's going to LTT it. I'm guessing we're going to see some blacks. And they are. Oh, no.
Man. That is
That is
unfortunate.
brutal.
Gold Squadron
Oh my
is at
gosh,
3
yeah.
health. That could have been
That
very
could have
close.
been disastrous. It could have got him. Man, that's just. Oh, that's a shame, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the dice have been rolling doubles on those reds, but the blacks have been. It's the opposite. All right, he's looking for other shots. I don't think he's going to find them. Oh, is he flacking out the front? All right. So there's one, Ajara, and 1. Okay, so we're going to see some plinking on the other squadrons and reducing their hull. It seems like consistent
Accuracies and hits is what you need when you're going
up.
up against things that
That's
have
right.
us.
Yep.
Braces and
Yep.
it's
Yep. Just consistent 1 hits.
Char probably scattered.
She probably did. Since she's not in danger of anything else.
Let's see where we're going to be
Yep,
moving.
let's see where we're at. All right. So here comes a turn. Yeah, Jerry will be. Yeah, yep, Jerry will be able to do it. The question will be next round, can he get to the station? And that looked like speed 2. Oh, he had slowed down the previous. Yeah,
I believe so.
Okay.
Speed 3.
Oh, it is
He
speed
has
3.
2 movement tools.
Oh, that's
4.
right. That's right. I keep seeing that speed 4 movement tool from the top. It's short. I'm so used to. All right. So let's see.
Yeah, the YT hunters are actually getting reduced as Y. The YT 2400s
Looks like they're activating. He's activating that CR
Are
way
at
out. And he's going
3 and
speed
4.
4, trying to turn in so he can get some more shots on Jerry if necessary. And that was a nav command. So now let's see. I think we're going to see probably the Gozer, huh? Yep. And the Gozer's going to try to get out of that front shot of Kraken. He'll probably do it. We'll see if he turns in even harder. Yep, it looks like he's going to try to turn in even harder to get out of the way of Varnillion. So it's a nav command, so let's see. That is an extreme turn. Let's see if he can make that work. Well, with that
I don't
dial,
know
he certainly
how
can with
often
Jerry.
I've ever done a Jerry maneuver
Yep,
on a Gazanti.
yep.
But I guess you can. Like,
You can, yeah.
a lot of times the one shield won't matter as much as arc dodging.
Yeah, that's for sure.
What health is the ISD on? The last I checked was 1 on the front, 1 on the right side, 1 on the rear, and 0 on the left with -6 hull damage. But I know that there's
So, yeah, there's some discussion in the chat on the health of Jerjerrod and how many cards are actually there.
I believe 6
yeah,
damage cards.
Yep.
6 damage cards. You need to count 5 life support, damage munitions.
So 6 cards, 3 of them are up right now.
Correct.
And as you pointed out before, one of those face downs is a structural. So 33% chance if he flips it up of getting another structural effect.
Correct.
Oh my goodness. And the horrible thing with this objective is structural performs its damage and then goes face down to be used again. And just 1 shield on the front, 1 shield on the right. No shields on
No shields on the
or
rear.
left.
That's where he jerried. And
And
he has EWS on the back.
Okay. Yeah, early warning system makes sense. That's closest to all the squads.
And why the long range shot from the CR90 also didn't go through because it's EWS there.
Correct. And now it looks like he's measuring Varnillion's ISD, trying to put himself in a position to first player Kraken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and there's 30 minutes remaining. Oof. I think it's going to come down to this. I think with the Bombers, John, and correct me if you think differently, I think the Bombers are going to get Jerry. There's just a lot of damage coming in for him to deal with right now with no shields. And with the card flipping, he's just getting points on points.
It's extremely difficult to be run from
Yes,
rogues.
absolutely.
Especially rogues that have range.
Yep.
So what will be interesting to see
Here's
is
the severe turn with the ISD trying to put himself in a position to first player Kraken. That'll get him some points. I don't know if it'll be enough. And that's a turn. Look at that.
Yes.
That is a beautiful, beautiful Jerjerrod turn on the Varnillian Star Destroyer.
Yes, it is.
We're going to see some agonizing
currently
about
in
where
round
Kraken-
4.
Yes.
Kraken is now going and has a nav dial.
Let's see what happens. So he's going to get Varnillian's going to get shot, obviously. So here's the side to Varnillian. Side to Varnillian. Double crit, and he's TRCing to a double.
Spending the die
Spending
to
the
flip
die
the
to
card.
flip the card.
It is also a structural.
My goodness.
There's structurals hiding everywhere.
Yeah.
Where is Ken? Mr. Structural himself. And then we EST the last remaining
Yeah.
damage.
Yep. Yep, he's going to try to turn hard to get as far away from that front arc as he can. He's got to be careful, though, of getting run off the board. He is real close. If he goes speed 4. Excuse me. There's going to be some heavy-duty measuring going on. Oh my goodness.
Where is it going to land?
I don't know.
I wish I had a better angle for it, but
Yeah.
when we dance so close to the edge of the table,
Yep.
it makes it very difficult for us to get cameras on it with
Yes.
with the way the space and everything is.
So let's see. Double click at the end. That might get him out of blue range. If he somehow lands in blue range of that front arc, I think it's curtains for that CR90.
I don't think he's going to. He's going to be...
He's measuring it right now.
He's got the speed and
Yes.
the maneuverability with those ships to avoid and be wherever he wants to
See what happens when he locks in. But I think you're right. I think he's just out of blue there. He's still...
It might be his rear that will be
If
in
he
range.
turns out, that's going to be a problem. That's also going to be a problem.
They're maneuverable enough. You can basically go off the board with them and then back on because
That's
it only
true.
matters where the
As long as he's going speed 4.
the end the ship
All right,
rests
let's
at
see.
the end.
We're gonna do some measuring here. I think on both sides.
That's
Just a
going to be
moment.
long range.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep. Yep. Quick measurement, long range, but still long. But is it doubled? I don't know. We can't see that angle. I'm not sure if it
might be.
might catch the rear in a double. I mean,
Squads are what's going next.
yep, squads are next.
So Shara and probably gold being made into EST
Okay.
it to 0
Yep.
and no counter. Hera's flying in now.
Yep. Excuse me for that cough, everyone.
Yeah.
So we have confirmation from the table. I know the squads are happening right now, but as I was wondering, Kraken looks to be doubled at red range from Varnillian.
But with Kraken.
Thank you.
With Kraken, though it's obstructed, so being double arced or
Right.
not double
Well,
arced.
ISD2, 2 reds on the side.
One red, evaded.
True, but then, oh, that's double evade, you're right.
Yeah. YT's the
They're
Point
rolling
defense,
fast. They're
ion
rolling really
cannons.
fast right now, but it's because he knows that they're going to PDIC, and he hits. So I think they're just rolling it right. And there's the counter.
It's a lot of rolling.
And
Not
lots
a lot
rolling.
of damage.
Yeah, that's right. Which is, I'm sure Jason's not disappointed in.
No, Jason is not disappointed in that
And
currently.
he's cool with this counter coming back in too. That's been MVP, because if he flaks, might get some points out.
This is Gold Squadron spending it to flip another
Yep,
token.
spinning it to flip, and we'll see what it is.
He pulls the
Structural.
Structural.
Oh my goodness gracious. Expert
EST
Shield Tech, another one.
Expert Shield Tech is very much so keeping this Star
Yep.
Destroyer right now alive.
Absolutely. I truly think it's the best officer card for Star Destroyer. When you've got 2 redirects on it, Expert Shield Tech, I mean, I've seen it keep MC-30s alive.
Gold Squadron now is down to 2.
That is a prime flak target now that he's on 2 hull.
Correct.
Lando heals on the station.
Lando
Okay.
heals on the station, so he's kind of playing it safe.
Yeah, we're going to be going into
Mhm.
round.
Guessing it's round 5. Things are going a lot faster now. A lot faster.
We're setting dials.
All right. They are. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. So, at round 5, I mean, I think I'm guessing you go with the Varnillion Star Destroyer first, so that you can get the Jerry turn. Because if Jerry goes away, you're not going to be able to turn hard enough to get Kraken in danger.
Maybe.
So, and I know John's
Do
probably...
not know how much time is left, so.
That's true. So let me just show you a quick view, if I may, of the overhead. If you see up top, you see how far away he is from Kraken, but if he can turn sharp enough to kind of head Kraken off at the pass and try to get in the blue range for round 6, he may be able to get it.
Yeah.
Maybe. But not if Jerry's not alive.
That much is true.
Yeah, so let's go back to the view that where they're measuring.
We've got a nav.
Got a nav from someone here.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like it's Jerry, huh?
Side to side at long range.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it is. It is
I
Varnillion.
find where
Okay.
my camera I want is.
Yep, there it is. That's good. All right, so this is the one red, and it'll be the evade, like you said. Yep,
Evade it down.
just like you said, John. And now he's going to be the front to the side.
So evade has been used.
That's right. One of them. So they have one. Just got 2, right? Yep. All right.
3 damage.
3 damage. All right. So I don't know what he's doing now.
Using,
Oh, he's swapping out Gunnery Chief.
yes.
Okay. So he's going to put a red crit onto Gunnery Chief Varnillion, I'm guessing, and putting the accuracy in
Yes.
for no evade. Yeah. There you go. Blocking
the
a redirect. All right. He's going to drill into that side, and then he's going to try to. He's going to make that move. Let's see. Does he need to Jerry?
I believe
Maybe he
discarded
doesn't
the
need to
evade
check.
completely away to get rid of both of those.
Yep. So from the ruler and the way he's looking, I think he's trying to make it to where Kraken can't fly back onto the board if he flies off. Smart. Smart. Very smart. Let's see if he can make it happen. But can he position himself to not only block landing on the map, but also have shots for round 1 of next turn?
I don't know. That is a
That's
very good question.
That's an interesting question. Oh, here is the stranger. Ken is back in the booth. There were many structurals happening, Ken, and we thought maybe you were hiding under the table out there. So let's see. Here's the measurement. Ooh, that's going to be close. You know, he might be able to stay on the board, but he'll be right in front of the Star Destroyer, which is right where he wants.
So he
doesn't
probably
wanna be.
has to drop to speed 2, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's right. So you can't go too far this way, I think, or to the left. I think the Star Destroyer has to go kind of straightish.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe a little bit of a jig jog.
there, it, as if on command. The little Tokyo drift comes out per your instruction, and we're gonna see what happens. Let's see. That is
Yeah.
the debate.
Giving it so that no matter where that CR90 moves this turn, it will be in range
Oh yeah.
next turn. Speed 3.
Yep.
That does not leave that CR90 much room to maneuver.
No. He'll
Also
be,
doesn't leave much room for that ISD to maneuver with
No.
both of them so very close to the Kraken is now going
yep,
to
so
go.
Kraken's gonna go. Let's see where Kraken ends up. He's gonna shoot him.
Side to
Side to
side?
side first. He's gonna TRC, I'm guessing. Yep, making it 3.
Take
and
that
he's
away.
spending it to flip a card.
Flip a card. That's another
These to-
token.
This token objective is going to crush the Star Destroyers.
I have it up to 7 points or 7 tokens so far.
And what is it?
Hold the
Structural.
structural
Ken,
again.
you're back in the booth, and structural is happening again.
Structural damage again on that
Yep.
ISD. I think that brings that ISD up now to
So 6 victory tokens total so far. He's going to brace that. All right, so let's see where Kraken ends up. That is going to be the big question. Now, ideally, John, in a perfect world, he's moving speed 3, yes. So if that CR90 lands in front of him, enough to where he can do enough damage to it to get him to like 1 health and ram to stay on the board, that would be
Yes,
ideal.
That would be ideal.
But I don't know if that's going to happen.
Will be very interesting to see.
I'm hoping that the Gozanti has dialed up a nav command to comsnet it over to the ISD.
The ISD already has a nav.
Oh, already have a nav command. Okay. Well, then we're going to see him pump the brakes a bit next round, I guarantee it. But
I feel like we're probably going to see the flagship ISD explode and Kraken explode all in the same turn.
and it'll be the six turn explosion action as per the usual arrangement. All right. Let's see what's happening here. All right, so let's see what happens. Careful decision making. Let's see the overhead view and see what they're looking at, shall we? Haven't seen a maneuver tool on the table yet for him.
Don't know what we're waiting for.
I don't know either, but he's clearly debating something, but let's see what's
Let's
happening
go
there.
to this camera.
Okay. All right.
Can it stay on the table? I
I
believe
bel-
it has a nav dial, so it has a lot of options.
Yeah. It will not get out of blue.
No, well,
No. Well, unless you
close
bump it
ranges
like
to
that.
the edge of the table.
Yes,
so.
that's right. It's can he stay on the table, which I believe he can comfortably.
Oh, uncomfortably, because he's going to be in the front of that ISD.
You know, he may be turning in shields toward the front arc.
It
Okay.
very much so stays
All
on the
right.
table.
It does, but oof. This is going to be danger zone for Kraken. Oh, not double arc though. Good job. All right.
But now he doesn't have to be worried the next turn getting pushed off the board.
That's
because
correct.
now he's pointing it in the right direction. So if
Right.
it can stay on the table after getting shot.
Yes, if it can, it's going to be obstructed, right? So it's going to be 7 dice to try to kill the thing, and that will be likely the first thing that happens. Should turn the Gozanti perhaps hard left to proof itself against any accidental.
Next token to
Right.
Okay. Yep.
Okay,
So
let's keep it on the go.
so he's keeping the Confire on the Gozer.
Interesting. Gazanti keeps the Confire instead of transferring it over to the ISD.
Huh. Okay.
IC's got one.
Oh, that's why.
Oh, got
okay.
it. Okay, that makes more sense.
Torin Far is going.
Okay, Torin
moving
Far
along the
activating.
edge of the
Yep. Good to see. And I think Torin just moved, correct?
We
That's
just
it?
got a call. Yeah,
Okay,
Judge
so-
came over and told us that this is officially the last round. So we're getting official time. So this is going to be the last round.
So there will be no round 6?
There will be no round 6 because of the
What?
way.
That affects us quite a bit.
So we're going to be doing some flacking.
Oof.
Let's actually go to the action now that
Yeah.
Gold Squadron is on 1 health.
This is the last round.
No round 6? All right, so let's.
Yeah. Yeah, so the way that this tournament's running to stay on time is when we hit the 2-hour mark, the judges come around and they will say that this is the last round. No more rounds can start.
Yeah.
And then the games can finish within the 15 minutes for the last 15 minutes. So the judges came around and they declared that this is officially the last round. So that's it. So
That's it.
whatever
We're not
happens
gonna
at the
see
end
that
of
Kraken
this
shot.
is going to be the end.
Yeah.
So it's the question now is, will that ISD be able to survive the onslaught of the fighters? And then
That's the
can
question.
the ISD counter any of them to dead?
Exactly. I think we're going to see some flak LTT action here, unless they're all on 1, which they aren't. So.
Gold Squadron's coming in first.
Yep.
To the front.
To the front.
Because of EST.
Oof.
2. Spend it out for
Yep.
a token.
He's going to counter, and he's going to pick one to turn up. Structural
damage again.
What double reds and structural damage have been the story of this fight. Oh my goodness.
Gold Squadron
Gold
got
Squadron
eliminated.
is eliminated.
Did it land? Maybe it landed on the station, so then it healed.
PDIC the red. Okay.
PDIC have been fantastic.
Yes. And that counter's been really good too. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Ah, yes. So the
All right.
Gold Squadron landed on the station, went up to 2, then countered back to 1.
Ah, gotcha. All right.
From
so
our
PDIC
general
the-
count, there's 7 victory tokens for
Yep.
the Rebel player, 1
So
for
brace
the,
redirect. Brace redirect on
Imperial
that
player.
shot. All right. So that is that. So Jerry lives, but the story of this fight is going to be the objective. We're going to wait to see what the final point spread is, but I believe it's now 7 tokens is what I'm counting, right?
That's what I have.
So that's about
currently.
105 points.
Okay, it looks like game is done, and they are going to be adding up points. So
Yes. So the if it's 7 tokens for the objective, that's going to be 105 points just by
kick back to the
itself.
studio while they're adding things up.
Sorry
so
about the glare, everybody. We've got a window
window
right here.
and
Just-
sun coming in on us. It's
So-
the light trying to take out the darkness.
right. Oh
Um,
no, that's not going to happen. It might wash me out temporarily, but you just wait till the sun goes down, then I'll reach full power. All right.
That was an intense game of movement and squadrons coming in, and
Yep.
I think the objective is what's going to
the
come
obj-
down to determining.
people sleep on that objective. I love it. It not only gives you effects, but it gives you points. Yeah, it's really something to watch. That squad ball was deceptively effective.
Not
mean-
deceptively. That is a rogue ball of death.
Well, it's because Hera
And
makes them
Lando.
row. Yeah, well, Lando, yes, Lando, yes.
Lando just going in and spending his tokens
spending
to
his
kill out
tokens.
Gazantes.
Yep. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the point total is here. Final,
They are calculating them currently.
yes.
I think we are one of the last remaining tables that has not finished so far for this round.
Yeah, I think
so
that's
we might
correct.
get pretty quickly into the next round. So we are currently waiting for the final scores.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a lot of fun to watch this game unfold
Yep.
and see how that ISD was bombed almost the entire game and barely survived on it.
Yep. You know, I think the ISD would have been destroyed if they hadn't spent out those points to flip cards up, because so many were flipped up. But, I mean, you don't know that ahead of time, right?
Correct.
So you're trying to get those extra points to proof yourself
Let's
against the
see
eventual
what the
destruction.
score is. We're going to have it.
So it looks like they're bringing us some information.
Garrett is doing math in front of us as we speak.
Yes. He's a gifted engineer, so we will undoubtedly see some high-level calculus.
He wanted to
He was double-checking,
double check it before he showed us.
and then we'll read it wrong. Oh wow, closer than we thought. Amazing. 127 to 71, 56 point MOV, 5.6.
That's a 5.6.
That is amazing.
not what I expected.
That is
at
not what I
all.
expected either. Is that? Hang on a second, Garrett. Can I see that calculation one more time? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
yeah. The one victory token very
And the
much so
Gozer.
mattered
did matter.
in the favor of Jason, the Imperial player, to
It
keep
did
it
matter.
as a 6.5.
Yes. Unbelievable. 5.6.
That is
Wow.
crazy.
Yep.
Well,
That makes me think that if that
was
the
a-
round had not been called, if there had been a 6th round,
what do you think would have happened in the 6th round?
Kraken would have gone away and Jerjerrod would have gone away.
Right, that
So
would have been
I
a
think it would
huge
have
swing
bigger
of points
swing.
for both, both
Yeah.
directions.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I
so
agree.
the question is, how much farming of tokens would have taken place on Jerjerrod before
that's
he
also true.
went down 2,
Yep.
which could also change things.
Very true. Very true.
So,
Wow. That's awesome. That was a really fun game to watch. Yep.
yeah.
Really, really fun game to watch. Thank you for joining us in the
I'm actually
chat.
gonna pull
and all
Ken
the
in
watching. Yeah. To
now.
sum up, I'll trade out my headset so that he can watch because
Yeah.
this light it's making me melt a little.
You're melting in the
Yeah.
light.
All right.
Ken's gonna slip on in.
Well,
Welcome
hello.
back to-
I'm back. So, fortunately, all of you get to listen to my wonderful, lovely, deep, crisp voice, and you get to see the sun pour into me because I am the bright, shining beacon of light here. I had to run around. I was looking at the AdeptiCon hall, talking to some of the folks over at Atomic Mass Games. Just for everyone here that is watching the stream still, Dallas says hello. I talked to him for about 20 minutes,
Nice.
and he wanted to make sure, he was telling me actually, that he hadn't really had an opportunity to interact too much with the Armada community, but walking around today, or yesterday rather, the amount of painted ships, the lighted up ships, and everything else that he saw, he got really excited about Armada in general, just showcasing what we do from a hobby perspective. So definitely keep it up and showcase all your stuff and get some pictures to us so that we can put it out through Ion Radio and everything else. But Atomic Mass Games definitely is keeping eyes here on Armada, so thank you very much.
We've had so
for-
many intricately painted ships
Yeah.
on even the channel, and there's way more out there that are in this tournament today. Like yesterday, the Chimera symbol painted on Onager and Quasar. That was hand
Right.
done.
And
Like-
and see that's kind of the thing that I'm talking about here is just the amount of time and effort that we as a community put into detail like that. And that I kind of think goes hand in hand with Armada, because Armada in general, it's a strategic level game. We're constantly thinking of what is the next move, how do we outthink our opponent, everything else, and it's reflected in what we do as a hobby. Now, I got the opportunity to listen to chunks of this game. This sounded like this was an outstanding game. I caught the
it was.
wrap up, so definitely shout out to you and Adrian for calling this entire game. And everything else. John, are there other things we need to cover here before we...
I think next we have a lunch break.
we do have a lunch break
And
next.
then we're going to be going into round 3 of the 4 rounds that we're going to be broadcasting today.
That's right. There are going to be 5 more rounds of the entirety of the World's Tournament. So 2 more this afternoon. I think we start broadcast somewhere between about 2:30 and 2:45 this afternoon. A later one around 5:30, give or take. We'll get you more information on that a little bit later. And then tomorrow, Sunday, day 3, where we have our top cut, we're going to have an earlier start time. All of that will be posted on the community page on the Ion Radio Discord or Ion Radio YouTube page. And we will also be mentioning the specific times tomorrow or later tonight, so that if you want to tune in tomorrow on Sunday, you can do so.
Yeah. So 2 more games today to determine who is the top 8 players out of the 36 field that we currently have that will get to day 3.
And it's going to be an interesting challenge for the remaining portions of the field. We will update you guys as we can with where people stand in the tournament field after our lunch break, so the beginning of round 3. But until then, we just want to again thank you to John and Adrian for commenting on this game. I took my last vocal break so that I have enough to keep going the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And then special shout out to Ryan and Garrett for helping out, making sure that all the action was relayed properly here. But until we come back, I'm Ken, and you've been watching the 2024 Star Wars Armada World Championship at AdeptiCon. So long from us here. We're going to break here.